Yo, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Today I'm going to be going over. Yesterday I did take a trade, so I'm going to do that trade recap later on today. Actually, no, I'll show it in this video. I may as well. But this video is a little bit special, I guess, for the channel. The reason why is because this is going to be the first payout that I've received from a prop firm on my trading journey. Yeah, obviously, as you know, or maybe you haven't, if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen any of my videos yet, I used to be always getting extremely close to getting a payout, right? That was like one of the main things is I knew that I was really good at trading. Like, I knew that I knew what I was doing, and I knew that I knew what I was talking about, and I knew I was doing what I needed to be doing. But then once I started getting close to getting that first ever payout, for some reason I felt, not even for some reason, it would make complete sense, by the way, for this, I felt excited. Okay, I got excited. I was getting closer to that payout. I was feeling a level of excitement, like, oh my god, I'm gonna get my first payout. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna prove myself that I'm gonna prove myself I can do it. I'm gonna get my first payout. And the funny thing about that is, every single time that I got close to getting that payout, and I felt that level of excitement, I lost it every single time. Every time, without fail. I did something stupid, and I went into a small little spiral, and I crashed out, and I got pissed off, and I went back into drawdown, or I destroyed the account's progress, or I blew the account. And it took me a while to realize that during those times in my trading career so far, I simply just wasn't ready for them. I wasn't ready for a payout. I didn't deserve it, right? Even though I was doing everything wrong, I was looking at the output instead of the input. I was looking at the money that I'm potentially about to make here. Oh, super excited, super thrilled. No, you can't look at it like that. And it's very, 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 very hard to not look at it like that. So if you're going through something like that right now, don't worry about it, right? Don't. It will go away, and it's going to be super annoying. This might happen once, might happen twice, might happen 3 times to you, who knows? And every time you do something stupid and you blow the account, you're like, well, what the fuck? What am I doing? What is wrong with me? Can I even do this? Is this even possible? But the crazy thing about this payout, right? This one, how I felt, there's nothing crazy about this payout. Whatever, it's a payout, cool, who cares? But I'm not saying I'm not proud of myself for getting it. I am proud. But the difference in feeling coming up towards this payout was, oh yeah, I used to be excited to try and get the payout. I used to be excited, but now I didn't even like really care, I guess you could say. It's a weird feeling, and it's kind of hard to explain, but it's like it's just another day. I just hopped on the charts yesterday, right? I took an A+ setup, which I really, really liked. It was a great setup, and which I'm going to go over in this video as well, just to show you guys the trade that secured it. But the entire time on the charts, and even for the past, because I've been in payout territory, right? Like, my account has been, it's above buffer. It's in payout territory. I'm on a pro account. Every single piece of money that I make after the buffer is mine. So I'm in payout territory. I have been for this entire month, essentially. We'll have a look at the details here, and we'll look at the P&L calendar for this month. Right, so this was last month, and we had 1, 2. See, this is the thing is about this month here. In June, I also learned something, and I also grew as a trader. I under-risked, as you can see by looking at my P&L calendar. 320. This is a full TP, right? A full TP should not be $320. It shouldn't really be 438 either. It should be 500 minimum, right? 268. Like, what is this? What am I doing? As you can see, my losses, I took 1, 2, 3, 4 losses, and then I took how many break-evens? 2 break-evens, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins, right? So 2 break-evens, 4 losses, 1 or 2 probably avoidable, and then 6 W's. But the thing about this is the trade frequency here is quite a lot bit higher than this month, right? This month I've traded a total times of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've only traded 7 times this month. I've been break even twice, and I have, break even 3 times, 1 loss, 3 W's, right? But my trade frequency is super low. And the thing is I've been complaining like about this price action this entire month almost, which I shouldn't really be doing because it's just the markets. I can't control them. I have no control of them. Why would I complain? There's no point in complaining. Why would I complain? It is what it is. Accept it, whatever, cool. But the thing is, in a month like this, where my trade frequency is this low, there used to be times where I think I was doing something wrong. Because on Discord, I'd be seeing other people take like trades that I think are stupid, and they'd be hitting take profits, and I'd be getting close to a payout, and I'd be like, oh damn, these guys are taking trades that are like kind of stupid, but they're working, and the trade frequency is so much higher, and they're winning more. And then I try that, and then I try to take trades that I don't like and that I know are bad, and that I think will play out just because I'm an idiot, and they don't, and I lose. This funded account has been very strong though, so this didn't really, that kind of cycle of going through that bullshit didn't really happen on this account. But the thing is when I guess I realized that I knew what I was doing, and I don't care what anyone else takes. I don't give a shit what anyone else takes. It doesn't matter. It could be the best traders in the world saying that this is the best trade ever. I don't care. If I didn't like it, I don't take it. That's it. It's that simple. It took me a very long time to learn that. When I did learn that, I started to get close to this payout, and every day I traded the exact same. I didn't care that I was getting close to it. It wasn't even like a thought. I didn't really care. And then yesterday, I hit my take profit, $500, $480, whatever. And that secured the payout. And I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous, right? I am a human. I do have emotions, God forbid. I'm not a robot. In the trade, I was quite nervous because it was my first payout, but it didn't change my judgment. It didn't change how I acted. Just because I felt nervous, it didn't change the way I acted. I still acted how I would act without any emotions, right? And that's the important thing. And then I hit take profit, and I wasn't jumping up and down and like, oh my god, I got my first payout, I got my first. It just felt natural. It felt normal. It didn't really feel like anything. I didn't feel excited. I didn't feel thrilled to take the payout. I was just like, okay, cool, payout, great. There's the first step in. There's a first step in there's something small that's going to lead to something much bigger. Cool, awesome. On to the next, right? And that was like the feeling that kind of made me realize I think I'm definitely deserving of this payout now. I deserve to now make money from the market. And I know I can do it because I've proven it. And I can request this payout. I think it's nothing big, right? So it's a $630 payout. Cool. I'm going to request $630. It's going to go to my bank. That's great. Awesome. I need to get my ID verification and stuff up too. We'll do that now though, and after this video I'll get that done. And the thing is, with this now, I just wanted to take this first payout, so I have it done. Cool. Took the first payout, extracted money. I've already made how much? Probably 10x the account. The account cost me like $60 or something on a discount code, and I've made 600, so that's a 10x. Cool. Can't be mad about that now. So now I can trade this account without feeling any nervousness, because even though I was nervous, it didn't change my actions, but still, obviously feeling nervous is kind of a bit annoying on the charts. You don't want to be feeling nervous. That can inflict your judgment. So now that I've taken this, it's no more nervousness. I'm going to trade this account. I'm not going to scale up. I'm not going to do anything stupid. I'm not going to grab this $630 and buy another 5 evals like a donut, right? I don't agree with that. I think it's stupid. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just trade this account again, and I'm going to get it to whatever. I'm going to try to take a 1.5k payout, which is the next payout that I'm going to be eligible to take on this account. A $1,500 payout. Okay, cool. And then I'm going to take that $1,500 payout, and then after that, I'm going to try to go for max payout, which I think is 2k. And then once I get that, that's going to be my 3 payouts on this account. There's a chance I might get requested to go to live, but once that does happen, that's completely fine. Then, of course, once I've kind of finished with this account, then I will buy a fresh set of evaluations. So I'm going to buy maybe 2, maybe 3, we'll see. I'm not going to be aggressively scaling up, trying to hit 5-figure months. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take my time, I'm going to go how it is, and I'm going to scale up appropriately, because trading is not something that needs to be rushed. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, right? It's not. If you think it is, you're cooked. You'll never make it. It's a slow process, and you'll get there, but you just have to stick through all the bullshit. So yeah, that's basically the plan for the future, because obviously this is my channel, and I don't really show my P&L that much, so obviously here now, just to back the video, so nobody's calling me out on some stupid bullshit saying that I'm lying about my P&L and my profits and what I make and what I lose and what I don't, right? It's all here, right? We can go back to, when did this account started? In April, right? I was trading like an idiot in April, whatever. May, pretty nice, okay, cool. Under risking sometimes, being an idiot still. June, under risking, being a bit of an idiot, and now we're in July, trading very well, as you can see. Even though the price action is pretty poor in my opinion, I think price action this month has been pretty bad, right? But it doesn't matter. The thing is, myself a couple months ago, when I know that price action is bad, a couple months ago I'd be losing. This P&L would not be the same as it was for myself a couple months ago. A couple months ago, this P&L would have been completely different, and it would have been a lot more red, and it would have been a lot more ugly on this screen, and a lot more trades as well, a lot more trade frequency. But I'm going into days, and if I don't like setups, which is more times than not this month, as you can see, because this month is just not favorable for me. I'm not a huge fan of this month's price action. I just don't take the trade. Like, obviously, use logic, I don't take the trade, and I save my capital for days where I like my setups. And that is what's paying off, and that's what's working, and that's what I will continue to keep doing. And about the scaling and all that stuff, we're going to take that slow. And we're going to build up, and we might get 3 accounts, 3 evals on our next set, but that won't be until this account has been paid out another 2 times or it's gone, right? It doesn't matter how it is, but that's what we're going to do, right? So now with that in mind, let's go into the setup that actually made me the money, or secured the payout. Not made me the money, whatever, who cares? I think yesterday's price action was amazing. Even though it was FOMC, obviously had that going into market open, was definitely paying attention to that. But let's overall go into what we're doing. So coming into market open overall, on the higher time frame, honestly it was pretty neutral. Neutral buyers coming in today, right? We are delivering from a monthly gap, and we did inverse a 1 hour gap. But then if we look at this lower time frame structure here, we are sort of blitzing through these gaps here, like the 30-minute gap that we have to the left of us. We've blitzed through that, and we've made a new 30-minute gap that's unfilled. We have very good targets below us here. We have a failure swing to previous day low. We have London session liquidity. We have an internal low that London put in. Obviously London seemed to have some pretty fluid price action, so that gave us some pretty good targets. And then we had a good condition, right? That condition was this 30-minute fair value gap, which we had up here, and I believe we did have an SMT with the range high. I'm not 100% sure, can't actually remember. But coming into the market, this 30-minute fair value gap was my condition, right? So coming into market open, let's see what we do. Now, market ends up opening here, we actually get manipulation prior. So we get manipulation into this 30-minute fair value gap prior market open, right? So market ends up opening higher here into this 30-minute, and then we get this setup here. Now this setup in itself is really good. I'm not going to lie, I would have taken this setup and I would have went break even at this internal low, but honestly I just wasn't ready for this setup at the time. Like I literally was still analyzing a little bit what I wanted to see and what potentials were going on, and then this setup like instantly presented itself and I wasn't even ready, which is fine because I don't really like Judas plays. The reason why I don't like Judas plays, the only way I like Judas plays is if they're like perfect. And the reason why this Judas play wasn't perfect in my opinion was because the higher time frame alignment just wasn't there with the lower time frame alignment. The higher time frame alignment was very neutral. It was very, it was a bit choppy. It wasn't the best. So I was like, either way, I probably would have not taken this, but I might have. Like, who knows? Hindsight, whatever. But there's either 2 things that happen with a 930 play, right, on the 930 candle, because as you can see, this isn't even 931. This is the 930 candle verbatim. There's 2 things that happen with 930 plays. 930 plays either go like this, right? Either option A. Option A, you get your manipulation, you get your inversion, and then bang! In a matter of 30 seconds, you're in and out of the trade. Cool. It absolutely slams towards your take profit and slams towards your draw extremely fast. Now that's option A. Now option B, as you can presume, is the exact opposite of that. Option B is we'll manipulate higher, or wherever it is, then we get the inversion, and then you're like, okay, cool, I'm in, and instead of option A happening, option B happens, which is just the opposite, which is boom, your stop loss gets instantly railed. Right, so there always is a risk factor when it comes to 930 plays with that. I think everybody sort of knows that because the volatility is so high. So it has not reason, but it has potential to manipulate you out for sort of no reason sometimes, which is fine. Which is why I only like taking it when I'm very, very sure that this is like proper manipulation. The higher time frame has alignment. Okay, so with that in mind, we come into the setup that I ended up taking. So we ended up obviously doing option B here. However, to be fair, you should have gotten break even on this trade. I do believe there's no way you shouldn't have gotten break even. If you didn't and you ended up losing this, I do believe you should be journaling this, because this is 100% a break even trade, not a loss. Because we did take this internal low, right? And ES, I'm pretty sure, did take out like an internal low in London. So there's definitely reason for us to manipulate again. And then that's when we had manipulation with an SMT. So we ended up SMTing this 930 high with the S&P 500, and we ended up remanipulating into this 30-minute fair value gap. And what's the importance of this? So we have the initial tap, right? We have the initial tap, and then we have the resweep. So we had the stop hunt, we had everything we needed, we had the CE tap, and then we had stop hunt inside the 30-minute fair value gap, and we had an SMT, and we had great targets lower, and we had fantastic displacement right here, as you can see. And now when I ended up entering this trade, my stop loss was like here. I was looking at this, and then the entry for this, I was like, this is a bit kind of pooey. I mean, the risk to reward on this is not fantastic. It is what it is. Hold on, let me get the magnet off. So what I waited for is just for us to retrace to this 1 minute fair value gap, because I knew this close right here on this 1 minute candle at 937, there was a big rejection wick on this close. So I was expecting the 1 minute fair value gap at minimum to be hit here to prove that we still want to go lower. 1 minute fair value gap, as you can see if I zoom in here, gets wicked, and then we displace out of it. And as soon as I seen us displace out of this 1 minute fair value gap here, and with good like rejection, I entered this trade around here. All right, my stop loss was at the wick here, and I think I entered this with like 4 micros, and I was targeting the 930 low. Right, low hanging fruit. Could have went for this, or no, it wasn't the 930 low, was it? No, it wasn't. Yeah, sorry. Hold on. My entry was like here. Yeah, my entry was like down here. 71 point stop loss. And yeah, 73 point stop loss, and I was targeting the internal low that London session put in here inside this range. Break even for me was at the 930 low. Pretty simple stuff. We have all we need. We have the narrative, we have the resweep, we have the stop on, we have the generated targets. What's important about this 930 low and why it's so significant in this case is because it is a generated target towards a higher time frame DOL. We generated liquidity, just low resistance liquidity here at 930 towards London session liquidity here, towards London session lows, towards this monthly fair value gap, towards everything. So it's low resistance being generated towards a target, which is obviously a lot more probable. And then I got my entry right here, and I was targeting the internal low for London session, right? Break even was at the 930 low. And then we ended up kind of chopping around for a bit, kind of hesitant on where we wanted to go. And then this is when I decided to adjust my risk. And I think this candle right here, this 946 candle, is actually when Ronan ended up taking his trade. So B&Q Ronan, if you know him, he's seriously good trader. I've learned everything from him. Not everything, but a lot of stuff. He has taught me a lot, and he's a beast, bro. Like, honestly, he's crazy. We ended up resweeping inside of this 1 minute fair value gap, and then we got a very nasty rejection wick. So as soon as I seen this, and then we broke past this low right here, I ended up adjusting my stop loss and adjusting my risk to this low, or to this high, and then we kind of just ended up flushing here, right? Just instant break even, and then instant TP, and then that was it, right? And then we actually ended up delivering extremely lower off of this. If I want to play it out, this setup was like amazing, right? We ended up coming all the way down here, taking our previous day low, and we ended up delivering back into the monthly fair value gap, which would 100% make sense considering where we are inside of this huge gap. This gap is absolutely massive, right? And I don't think even a lot of people are paying attention to this. You have to look at this gap. Like, this gap is unbelievably large, and we have the CE at this gap, which I do believe is going to get hit. Right, that's where I think we're going to head, and then from there we'll probably make our way back up to all-time highs. But of course, as you can see, I could have held this trade to London, could have held this thing, could have held the previous day low, and I wouldn't have even gotten break even. So it was a very good trade, right? As you can see, this trade was amazing, but I didn't need to do that. I just got my piece of the pie, got what I needed to get, and got out. Very simple. So yeah, that's going to be it, honestly, for today's trade recap. I'm sure there was some pretty good setups that ended up presenting themselves throughout the day. I think there was another one, maybe like a 15-minute, I'm not too sure. No, okay, so it was a 5-minute continuation. So we had a sponsored 5-minute cont, which I like. Oh, this looks nice. Actually, if you did take this, I like this. This looks good. We still have targets below. We have Asia session. We leave failure strength to Asia. We come back into this 5-minute fair value gap that's sponsored by the 30-minute above. And we get a... What's the highest time frame here? Ooh. 3-minute. Cool. We get a 3-minute close right here. Could have taken this. This is also super clean. Very good trade. Very good price action yesterday. Very good opportunity for shorts, good continuation, sponsored cont, good 930 plays, very good day. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's trade recap. That was the trade that I ended up taking today. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. What I am planning to do is get a face cam. So not with the payout money, I'm just going to buy it because I do work a job as well. I'm going to buy, I did say once I get my first payout, I will buy a face cam and I will start recording my YouTube videos with a face cam. So yeah, we'll go to the shop probably later on today. I'll grab a face cam, and later on I will record my trade recap, whatever I end up taking, if we do end up taking a trade later on today. Market opens in around an hour. We'll go over that, and I'll go to the trade recap, and I will have hopefully a face cam set up for that. So yeah, except for that, I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day, and I wish you good luck on this market in the next hour, and hopefully you guys stick to your rules and stay locked in, and trust the process, accept failure, embrace failure. Embrace failure. You have to embrace failure. Embracing failure is so important, because failure isn't failing. It's not actually failing. It's just learning a lesson, right? That's all it is. Failure is just the world, or whatever it is. I believe in Jesus Christ. I think it's Jesus telling me that I'm not ready. I made a mistake. I need to learn from this, and I need to grow from this. And that is what failure is. You're not failing. You never actually will ever fail if you just don't give up. It's not possible, right? Statistically proven, like, it's not possible. If you just don't stop and you don't give up, you'll never fail, right? You have to have faith. You have to believe in yourself and believe what you're capable of doing. And yeah. So with that in mind, this is going to be completely raw, obviously video, unedited, uncut. I will catch you guys in the next video. I'm going to go request this payout now, and get ready for market open. And yeah. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. My Discord, Instagram, and TikTok will be in the bio of this video. If you guys want to go check them out, give me a follow or shoot me a DM on any one of those platforms. I do need to start posting more now, so I did say as well, once I got my first payout, I would start posting more on Instagram, Instagram and TikTok. And I'm going to start posting like daily trade recaps and stuff. We're going to be grinding and putting our head down a lot more now, and that's something I realized when I woke up, because I did say to myself that I would do that, and I'm not a pussy, so of course I'm going to do that, right? And we're gonna get the face cam going, so I'm super excited. This is definitely like a good step, a huge step I should say, in the right direction for my trading career. And of course also now, because I'm going to be making decisions, or not elaborating, but going more focused on social media too when it comes to trading, and everything that needs to be done. So Instagram, TikTok, I'm going to start posting a lot more reels, a lot more TikToks, with my voice as well, of course. So not going to just be posting, oh yeah, blah blah blah, this, but we're going to actually be grinding a lot more on that now. So I'm super excited for that too. So with that in mind, I will catch you guys in the next recap, which will be later on today. And except for that, have a great rest of your day, and peace out.